Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV. Today we're talking about coaching up. Are you ready? Let's get started. So recently, Deborah asked me this question. She said, Kevin, I would like to see a video on coaching up, on how to help a coworker become the best asset ever. Well, Deborah and all of you, I would say, well, coaching up is coaching. Here's the difference. Well, we think about coaching in an organizational setting as where we expect coaching from our boss, right, or someone above us, so maybe that's called coaching down, I don't know. But we sort of expect that. We don't, in most organizations, expect that we're going to get feedback from our peer or from someone below us, and so that's probably why Deborah's asking the question. The answer, though, really, at the end of the day, is it's still coaching. And in many ways, what Deborah's asking is about creating something that we would call a coaching culture. And my friend Greg Thompson, who wrote this great book called The Master Coach, he was recently on my Remarkable Leadership podcast. He talks in this book a lot about the idea of creating a coaching culture. But rather than just talking about that big idea, I want to give some answers to the question that Deborah asked and that you might have wondered about too, right? So let's walk through it just a bit, okay? First one is check your intention. See, Deborah's question said, I want to help a coworker become the best asset ever. Well, listen, if that's your intention, and that truly is, that your intention really is pure, that your intention is for the betterment of the other person, just make sure before you want to coach up that you have good reason and that your intention is pure and that your intention is honorable, okay? Next, share your intention. If that intention's a good one, like if you share that with someone and say, listen, I just want to help you be as good as you possibly could be, and they believe that is true, then they're going to listen to the feedback. They're going to say, bring it on. So check your intention and then share your intention so people know. Again, they're not necessarily used to getting feedback from you, and so let them know why you want to, and then ask permission. Hey, because of that, I'd really like to give you some feedback. Would that be okay? I've got some insight that I'd like to share with you. Would that be okay? And if they say it's not okay, then you got to let it go. You got to move on or wait for another day or whatever. But the reality is, if you ask for permission and then they say, sure, then the barrier has dropped down. You should be more comfortable in giving it, and they're more likely to accept it, which is really why the question's being asked to start with, right? So next, ask questions. Don't just bust into it. Well, here's what I think you should do. Ask some questions. Find out from them what they were thinking in that situation or how they think it went, and then use that as a starting point. Get them talking about the situation as well. They might already agree with you, or you're going to get a sense of where they're at. Next, have a conversation. Any coaching, up, sideways, or down, should be a conversation. And so if you want to coach up, you want to make sure that you're having a real conversation. And the last thing I will say is make sure that you're focusing on observations, not judgment. Observations, not judgment. Tell people what you saw, not judging that and making a bunch of leaping to a conclusion. Just say, here's what I saw happening. Here's the data. Rather than, I can't believe that you would, etc. So observations, not judgment. So I want to thank Deborah for sending her question, and I want to invite you to do the same. You can ask your questions anytime. Send it to the email that's listed here, and we'll take care of that. All right? Here's today's tweet. Coaching isn't about organizational structure or role. It's a decision and a behavior. Did you notice that I mentioned my podcast, the Remarkable Leadership Podcast? Every week, I bring on a smart person, a great guest like Greg Thompson, who I mentioned a minute ago, and we talk about leadership-related topics. This is really, it's a conversation. It's almost like we hope that you will join us in our conversation when we talk about leadership, coaching, any number of things that matter to leaders, aspiring leaders, and anyone who wants to be more productive in their work and in their life. You can go to the link here to learn more, or you can subscribe from your favorite podcast tool. I hope to see you there soon. And as far as seeing me right here every week, hope you see you in the next episode of Remarkable TV.